Skin is the largest organ in the body and covers the body's entire external surface. It is made up of three layers, the epidermis, dermis, and the hypodermis, all three of which vary significantly in their anatomy and function. The skin structure is made up of an intricate network which serves as the body's initial barrier against pathogens, UV light, and chemicals, and mechanical injury. It also regulates temperature and the amount of water released into the environment. This article discusses the relevant anatomical structures of the skin's epidermal layer, its structure, function, embryology, vascular supply, innervation, surgical considerations, and clinical relevance. Skin thickness. The thickness of each layer of the skin varies depending on body region and categorized based on the thickness of the epidermal and dermal layers. Hairless skin found in the palms of the hands and soles of the feet is thickest because the epidermis contains an extra layer, the stratum lucidum. The upper back is considered thickest based on the thickness of the dermis, but it is considered thin skin histologically because the epidermal thickness lacks the stratum lucidum layer and is thinner than hairless skin. Layers of epidermis. The layers of the epidermis include the stratum basale, the deepest portion of the epidermis, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum, the most superficial portion of the epidermis. Stratum basale, also known as stratum germinativum, is the deepest layer, separated from the dermis by the basement membrane, basal lamina, and attached to the basement membrane by hemidesmosomes. The cells found in this layer are cuboidal to columnar mitotically active stem cells that are constantly producing keratinocytes. This layer also contains melanocytes. Stratum spinosum, 8 to 10 cell layers, also known as the prickle cell layer, contains irregular, polyhedral cells with cytoplasmic processes, sometimes called spines, that extend outward and contact neighboring cells by desmosomes. Dendritic cells can be found in this layer. Stratum granulosum, 3 to 5 cell layers, contains diamond-shaped cells with keratohyalin granules and lamellar granules. Keratohyalin granules contain keratin precursors that eventually aggregate, cross-link, and form bundles. The lamellar granules contain the glycolipids that get secreted to the surface of the cells and function as a glue, keeping the cells stuck together. Stratum lucidum, 2 to 3 cell layers, present in thicker skin found in the palms and soles, is a thin clear layer consisting of elidin, which is a transformation product of keratohyalin. Stratum corneum, 20 to 30 cell layers, is the uppermost layer, made up of keratin and horny scales made up of dead keratinocytes, known as anucleate squamous cells. This is the layer which varies most in thickness, especially in calloused skin. Within this layer, the dead keratinocytes secrete defensins which are part of our first immune defense. Cells of the epidermis. Keratinocytes. Melanocytes. Langerhans cells. Merkel's cell. Keratinocytes. Keratinocytes are the predominant cell type of epidermis and originate in the basal layer, produce keratin, and are responsible for the formation of the epidermal water barrier by making and secreting lipids. Keratinocytes also regulate calcium absorption by the activation of cholesterol precursors by UVB light to form vitamin D, melanocytes. Melanocytes are derived from neural crest cells and primarily produce melanin, which is responsible for the pigment of the skin. They are found between cells of stratum basale and produce melanin. UVB light stimulates melanin secretion, which is protective against UV radiation, acting as a built-in sunscreen. Melanin is produced during the conversion of tyrosine to DOPA by the enzyme tyrosinase. Melanin then travels from cell to cell by a process that relies on the long processes extending from the melanocytes to the neighboring epidermal cells. Melanin granules from melanocytes are transferred via the long processes to the cytoplasm of basal keratinocyte. Melanin transferred to neighboring keratinocytes by pigment donation involves phagocytosis of tips of melanocyte processes by keratinocytes. Langerhans cells. Langerhans cells, dendritic cells, are the skin's first-line defenders and play a significant role in antigen presentation. These cells need special stains to visualize, primarily found in the stratum spinosum. These cells are the mesenchymal origin, derived from CD34 positive stem cells of bone marrow and are part of the mononuclear phagocytic system. They contain Burbeck granules, tennis racket-shaped cytoplasmic organelles. These cells express both MHC-I and MHC-2 molecules, uptake antigens in skin and transport to the lymph node. Merkel cells. Merkel cells are oval-shaped modified epidermal cells found in stratum biale, directly above the basement membrane. These cells serve a sensory function as mechanoreceptors for light touch, and are most populous in fingertips, though also found in the palms, soles, oral, and genital mucosa. They are bound to adjoining keratinocytes by desmosomes and contain intermediate keratin filaments, and their membranes interact with free nerve endings in the skin. Dermis. The dermis is connected to the epidermis at the level of the basement membrane and consists of two layers of connective tissue, the papillary and reticular layers, which merge together without clear demarcation. The papillary layer is the upper layer, thinner, composed of loose connective tissue and contacts epidermis. The reticular layer is the deeper layer, thicker, less cellular, and consists of dense connective tissue/bundles of collagen fibers. The dermis houses the sweat glands, hair follicles, muscles, sensory neurons, and blood vessels. Hypodermis. The hypodermis is deep to the dermis and is also called subcutaneous fascia. It is the deepest layer of skin and contains adipose lobules along with some skin appendages like the hair follicles, sensory neurons, and blood vessels. Go to structure and function. The skin has many functions. It serves as a barrier to water, invasion by microorganisms, mechanical and chemical trauma, and damage from UV light. The epidermal water barrier established by the cell envelope, a layer of insoluble proteins on the inner surface of the plasma membrane. It is formed by cross-linking of small proline-rich proteins and larger proteins like cystatin, desmoplakin, filaggrin, and contributes to strong mechanics of barrier. And the lipid envelope, a lipid/hydrophobic layer attached to the outer surface of the plasma membrane. As keratinocytes in stratum spinosum produce keratohyalin granules, they also produce lamellar bodies, containing a mixture of glycosphingolipids, phospholipids, and ceramides, assembled within Golgi. Lamellar bodies' contents are then secreted by exocytosis into extracellular spaces between the stratum granulosum and corneum. Skin is the first site of immunological defense by the action of the Langerhans cells in the epidermis, which are dendritic epidermal T lymphocytes and part of the adaptive immune system. The skin preserves the body's homeostasis by regulating temperature and water loss, while also serving both endocrine and exocrine functions. The endocrine functions include the production of vitamin D in the keratinocytes, which are responsible for converting 7-dehydrocholesterol in the epidermis to vitamin D, with the assistance of UV light from the sun. The keratinocytes express the vitamin D receptor, VDR, and also contain the enzymes needed to convert vitamin D to its active form of 1,25-dihydroxyvitamin D. The significance of the VDR is that stimulation of it plays a role in the proliferation of the stratum biale and differentiation of keratinocytes as they move upwards in the epidermis. The exocrine functions of the skin are by way of the sweat and sebaceous glands. Another important role of the skin is a sensation to touch, heat, cold, and pain by the actions of the nociceptors. The general appearance, turgor, and other qualities also give insight into the general health of the body. 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to embryology. The epidermis is derived from ectodermal tissue. The dermis and hypodermis are derived from mesodermal tissue from somites. The mesoderm is also responsible for the formation of Langerhans cells. Neural crest cells, responsible for specialized sensory nerve endings and melanocyte formation, migrate into the epidermis during epidermal development. 11, 12. Go to blood supply and lymphatics. Blood vessels and lymphatic vessels are found in the dermal layer of the skin. Blood supply to the skin is an arrangement of two plexuses. The first lies between the papillary and reticular layers of the dermis, and the second lie between the dermis and subcutaneous tissues. Supply to the epidermis is by way of the superficial arteriovenous plexus, subepidermal/papillary plexus. These vessels are important for temperature regulation. The mechanism by which the body regulates temperature through the skin is very effective and works by increased blood flow to the skin, transferring heat from the body to the environment. The changes in blood flow are controlled by the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic stimulation resulting in vasoconstriction, heat retention, and while vasodilation results in heat loss. Découvrez un aperçu anticipe de ChatGPT dans votre langue. Rejoignez l'alpha. Open sidebar. ChatGPT 3.5. User. Give me more information for skin care. ChatGPT. Certainly. Skin care involves practices to support skin integrity, enhance its appearance, and alleviate skin conditions. Here are some key tips. Cleansing. Use a gentle cleanser to remove dirt, oil, and makeup without stripping natural oils. Cleanse twice a day, especially before bedtime. Moisturizing. Hydrate your skin with a suitable moisturizer to maintain its balance. This is important for both oily and dry skin types. Sun protection. Apply sunscreen with at least SPF 30 to protect your skin from harmful UV rays. Sunscreen helps prevent premature aging and reduces the risk of skin cancer. Healthy diet. Eat a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Nutrients like vitamin C and E are particularly beneficial for skin health. Hydration. Drink enough water to keep your skin hydrated from within. Proper hydration supports overall skin health. Exfoliation. Regular exfoliation helps remove dead skin cells, promoting a brighter complexion. However, don't overdo it, as excessive exfoliation can irritate the skin. Avoid harsh products. Be cautious with skincare products containing harsh chemicals or fragrances. Opt for products suitable for your skin type. Sleep. Ensure you get enough quality sleep. Lack of sleep can contribute to skin issues and premature aging. Stress management. Chronic stress can negatively impact your skin. Practice stress-reducing activities like meditation or yoga. Professional advice. If you have specific skin concerns or conditions, consult a dermatologist for personalized guidance. Remember, everyone's skin is unique, so it's essential to tailor your skincare routine to your individual needs. User. Develop more info. 6. ChatGPT. Certainly. Let's delve deeper into some of the key aspects of skincare. 6. Exfoliation. Exfoliation involves removing dead skin cells from the skin's surface, revealing a fresher and smoother complexion. There are two main types of exfoliants: physical, scrubs, brushes, and chemical, acids, enzymes. It's essential to choose an exfoliation method suitable for your skin type and concerns. Exfoliate 1 to 3 times per week to avoid irritation and promote cell turnover. Physical exfoliation uses abrasive particles to manually scrub away dead skin cells. Be gentle, especially if you have sensitive skin, to avoid microtears. Chemical exfoliation involves acids like glycolic, lactic, or salicylic acid to dissolve dead skin cells. This method is often more gentle and effective for various skin types. Remember, overexfoliation can lead to irritation, redness, and sensitivity. Start with a lower frequency and gradually increase if your skin tolerates it well. 7. Avoid harsh products. Many skincare products contain harsh chemicals that can strip the skin of its natural oils and disrupt its barrier function. Look for products with minimal ingredients, free from harsh sulfates, parabens, and artificial fragrances. Consider products with soothing ingredients like aloe vera, chamomile, or hyaluronic acid, especially if you have sensitive skin. 8. Sleep. A good night's sleep is crucial for skin health. During sleep, the body repairs and regenerates cells, including skin cells. Lack of sleep can lead to increased stress hormones, contributing to inflammation and skin issues. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to promote overall well-being, including healthy skin. 9. Stress management. Chronic stress can adversely affect the skin, leading to conditions like acne, eczema, or psoriasis. Practice stress management techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or regular exercise. These activities not only benefit your mental well-being but also contribute to a healthier complexion. Remember, consistency is key in skincare. Results may not be immediate, so give your skincare routine time to show its effectiveness. Adjustments may be necessary based on seasonal changes, hormonal fluctuations, or other factors affecting the skin's surface. The epidermis is the layer of skin that is visible. The more vulnerable inner layers are shielded by this. Several sheets of cells make up the epidermis. New epidermal cells are formed on the lower sheet. New skin cells are pushed forward to replace the old, dead skin cells that slough off the surface. The pigment known as melanin, which gives skin its color, is also present in the epidermis. The skin. The dermis lies beneath the epidermis. This is composed of protein fibers, collagen, for strength, and elastic fibers, elastin, for suppleness. Sweat glands, sebaceous glands, hair follicles, blood vessels, and nerves are all found in the dermis. The layer of fat directly beneath the dermis is called the subcutis. It offers protection against heat and the surface of the skin. The epidermis is the visible layer of the skin. The inner, more vulnerable layers are protected by the epidermis. The epidermis is made up of several layers of cells. New epidermal cells form on the lower layer. New skin cells are pushed forward to replace old, dead cells that are shed from the surface. The pigment melanin, which gives skin its color, is also present in the epidermis. The skin. The dermis lies beneath the epidermis. It is made up of protein fibers, collagen, for strength, and elastic fibers, elastin, for suppleness. Sweat glands, sebaceous glands, hair follicles, blood vessels, and nerves are all found in the dermis. The layer of fat directly beneath the dermis is called the subcutaneous layer. It offers protection against heat and cold.